Welcome to the First Issue Club, the comic book podcast where, just like Sue Storm, we love a good read. We're here to give you insider analytics on comic books. All the metrics you need to be a comic book fan. To play the game the right way and maximize your collection. Vargas, one thing I don't get is how we as fans hold up these influencers and content creators who are so negative basically about the hobby typically. And their whole thing is monetization and market changes.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And if your main interest in the hobby is monetary, you're an absolute sicko. You're not a real comic book fan. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's a part of it. Don't get me wrong. It's a really fun part of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At First Issue Club, the podcast where, just like Sue Storm, we love a good read. We love reading, right? Let's have more safe spaces for people to enjoy what they enjoy for the sake of the experience, that we don't just have to talk about the money side of a hobby.
If your main interest in comics collecting is the monetary side,
I think you're not a comic book fan.
You're an investor.
You're an investor, and it's a bad investment.
Correct. 1,000% you are correct. That's right.
I maybe have made a bad investment myself today, but it's one that felt emotionally right.
Sure.
I'll get to it later, but
okay.
That's kind of a topical take on that conversation.
Okay.
We are going to talk about some comic book news today, and then we're going to talk about the comic books that we read, all first issues that came out this very week. Hopefully one of them sounds interesting to you and is something you can hop out to your comic shop and buy and support real people making real things in the real physical world. How about that?
Just make sure you slab it immediately, because eventually it will be worth a lot of money.
Cha-ching.
But first,
we have to thank the fine folks at Boulevard Brewing Company who have made the best dang IPA in the world, nay the galaxy. Space Camper Cosmic IPA will get you zooted and send you to the moon. I love the hoppy flavor. I would say it's one that's a little bit hazy, but not too hazy.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's the perfect balance of all the right things. It's your great daily drinker IPA that is just giving you all the right flavors when you want a great go-to IPA.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike.
Yeah.
Because this is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I come here, I don't necessarily want to drink a beer.
Okay.
But even in those moments,
yep,
when I don't want to drink a beer, I grab a Space Camper because we love Boulevard so much.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. Every time I drink a Space Camper, I'm like, this hit the spot. This is what I needed. Even in those moments when I'm like, I don't really want to drink a beer.
Mm-hmm.
You crack it open, and you drink it, and it hits the spot.
That smell from a freshly cracked can.
I mean, that sounds a little bit like I have an unhealthy relationship, but the what I'm trying to communicate to people is this is always a good choice.
Yes, drink responsibly. And hey, I'm in a phase in my life where the calories matter. Right?
That's what I'm going for.
More stuff like this is falling off of my list of things to enjoy.
Yes.
Space Camper, steadily on there. If I'm going to expend some cals on some brewskis, it's going to be something good like a Space Camper.
That's right. You get it.
Enjoy it responsibly. Yum, yum. We'll give you some. Straighten your tum-tum, Space Camper Cosmic IPA. It's not a beer. It's a damn journey.
Wow. Excellently done.
Yes, thanks Boulevard for making our podcast possible. You may have noted Greg is not with us tonight. He's got some wee ones starting elementary school.
Oh.
And so we had some elementary onboarding and some parent-teacher.
Mm-hmm.
My wife, who is a teacher, is going through a lot of that right now. So everybody have fun with your kiddos as an advocate for teachers, someone who has to live with one all year round.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind.
Yeah. And we both have...
It's a public service, and all these people are underpaid, and they might not have all the answers or all the best scenarios for your specific child at all times. They're criminally underfunded. And so many of these public school teachers take money out of their own pockets or time they're not getting paid for to make sure that children get the services that they need. And my request is to be patient during this time of onboarding. Ask your questions, advocate for your children, and do all the things that you feel you need to do to make sure they get the best education possible. Do it respectfully.
And you know what? Doubly so for those non-core teachers.
Right.
Because we're both the significant others of non-core teacher.
Yes. Special
teachers,
segment
special segment teachers.
Yeah.
And they're God's special children. I'll tell you what.
That's damn right. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get into this. I just felt passionate today. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of news to talk about. I've got a tab here called Comic Book News.
Oh, you came prepared.
Yep.
Okay.
Normally I don't. Normally I leave this to you and Greg, but Greg not being here, I wanted to carry some weight.
I wanted to chat with you about the newest Avengers Doomsday trailer.
Oh, yeah,
because
I can't believe I don't have that on my list.
Well, it's been out for a little while.
Yes, that's right.
But you and I being the movie boys felt kind of appropriate to talk about.
Sure, let's get into it.
So presumably you've watched it.
Yes, that and the Vision Quest promo.
The Vision Quest promo, that's right. Yeah, I guess we didn't really talk about the D23 stuff. Yeah, so we got a lot of Marvel news, we got a lot of Disney news. I guess the big two hits are that most recent trailer I want to talk about, but yeah, we got a trailer for Vision Quest.
Yep.
Do you want to talk about Vision Quest first?
Can I just say first, generally speaking, Marvel's back.
Buddy.
Welcome back, Marvel.
We missed you.
We missed you. You were here. You know, you never really left us.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback.
But you kind of left us, and now you're back, baby.
Yeah.
Spider-Man killed it. It reinvigorated everybody. We're so excited by how fun that is to watch, and we remember all our old friends from the Spidey universe, and we're feeling nostalgic, I think, for our old friends from the Avengers.
It's already made $2 billion.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Well, that's so much money. And what the thing is, one of the things that's crazy is that people were like, that first Captain Marvel movie was a flop. And it's like, that movie made like $1 billion too.
Right.
What these movies have to do to be successful now is just outlandish. So,
the first Venom movie made $1 billion, and people are like, that movie sucks.
Yeah, right. And then they made 2 or 3 more.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. You know, right after that latest trailer released, they announced that they were putting tickets for the movie on sale right now.
Yep.
3 months ahead of when the movie comes out. And I'll tell you, from peeking online, I haven't bought my tickets yet, but I was just like, let me look and see if I should buy them soon.
Yeah.
Theaters are starting to sell out already.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that was really smart on their part to be like, while you're buzzing off of Spider-Man and off of these trailers, we're saying go buy the tickets right now and have that moment like you used to have, staying up late on Thursday, going to the theater. Like, this movie, I think, is going to have a massive opening weekend because of that. And again, just kind of like smart business sense on their part, right?
Totally.
But at the same time, it's exciting as a fan, and I'm kind of buzzing off of this stuff too.
Oh yeah, I'm super hyped. I mean, that last trailer for Doomsday, like,
Yeah,
buddy, I could not be more hyped.
yeah, right.
We got to see Doom stop Thor swinging Stormbreaker with his Naruto fingers.
Yep.
That was dope. We got the return of Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yep.
You know, getting Mjolnir flying to his hand.
Yep. We see the interrelationships. We get a monologue from Sue, who is talking to the rest of the crew about, like, what happened to this guy. She knew he was a flawed human being, but he has gone completely broken. He's too smart to be this, like, broken as a human being because that makes him just so dangerous.
Yep.
And I'm really curious about the Robert Downey Jr. of it all. If he's even going to take his mask off, because the more we see, the more I'm like, he's maybe not even playing that universe's Tony Stark gone wrong. Like, he might just be playing a character like, you know, whoever it was, I can't remember his name, played Darth Vader.
James Earl Jones?
No, not James Earl Jones. The guy who's in the costume.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Nobody knows his name. James Earl Jones is
People
Darth
are
Vader.
yelling it at their podcasting device right now.
Oh, yeah. It was famously Peter Lorre. No, I don't know.
Peter Lorre. Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf.
Played Darth Vader.
Yeah. So I'll say this. David Harbour had a minor spoiler, I guess. He spoiled one of his Guardian lines from the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the line is,
there's going to be so many people in this.
You're Tony Stark.
Oh, okay. So he does reveal that he's Tony. Okay. Or he reveals his face.
Presumably, right?
Yeah.
Who knows if that's what context that line takes place in.
Well, I wonder, we haven't seen his face reveal in the trailers or anything. Is it going to be disfigured? There's different takes on this throughout all of Marvel history. And I've always liked the take of Doctor Doom where he has such a minor flaw on his face.
Oh, yeah.
But the vanity is so intense that is what has sent him, like, on this heinous ride of, like, self, you know, having to prove himself constantly.
Yeah, he's like got like a cheek scar.
Yeah, a little cheek scar. But there are interpretations where he has, like, a mangled appearance.
Yeah, burned head to toe.
Yeah, but I think it's so much more artful to be like, oh, this guy has, like, a beauty mark, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, lost his mind.
Yeah, right.
Because of it.
Yeah. He got something that makes him look super cool, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, rugged and manly.
Yeah, and people can't see your imperfections.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't know what direction they're going to take. And I like that I don't know.
Ooh.
If you had to call it now, what do you think this is? Because I've heard a lot of theories, right? So, like, one of the theories that I've heard, just to give some context, Tony Stark goes through the hole in the Avengers. The guy who comes back was actually Doom. Like, basically, they flipped.
Oh.
So Tony goes through the hole with the nuke at the end of the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
That's who we see as Doom. Is that original Tony Stark. And the guy who came back through that hole that we have been experiencing the rest of the MCU with is Victor Von Doom, taking Tony Stark's place.
Interesting.
Again, I don't know what level of truth.
So I can't imagine Iron Man 3 being Victor Von Doom.
Who knows? I'm saying there's so many ways they could do this.
But here's the complexity of Victor. Is that he can be a hero.
Oh yeah.
Just like Thanos, which, you know, is the thing that makes him a fun villain, is that he believes what he's doing is for the betterment of humankind.
Right.
And that can lead him to sometimes making the right decision every once in a while.
Well, sure.
And
yeah.
so he can play that hero role. And does he foresee the scenario of Thanos and play out the endgame scenario and in all of his hubris says, I'm going to be the one wearing the gauntlet at the end of this, and I'm going to be the one who ends it because only Doom.
Right. No one beats Doom but Doom.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Again,
I could maybe see that twist. There's no way. Here's the thing that I'm thinking a lot about as the MCU trods forwards is that they fell into this trap of introducing too many things.
Sure.
And they realized that. And what they're doing now is saying, okay, it's fun to intermix the things, but we need to intermix the things that are big enough that they've seeped into pop culture enough to where I can somewhat follow all the moving pieces. Or that even though maybe I'm not I don't have experience with all the things, that they're optional and it's still fun to see Florence Pugh on my screen no matter what.
Oh, sure.
So any excuse for her to be there, for David Harbour to be there, all these guys who are going to end up in it and with, minor parts or major parts.
Sure.
They're taking the people who are fun and recognizable and throwing them in a movie together and letting us have a fun time with it. But we're not going to get some of those more obscure, weird characters maybe that, people are going to walk into this and be like, what the hell did I just see? And why do I care about all these people? It's too big. It could very easily fall into that trap. And I think it's so complicated already with all these famous people in it that they're going to give us a somewhat simple plot.
Sure.
That there's going to be a bad guy and the bad guy is going to kill some good guys.
Right. He's trying to skybeam.
Yeah.
Right.
And then ultimately it is resolved but leads into a sequel.
Sure. You know what? I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Because we get all of our best action figures on the floor at the same time, and we get to smash them together.
That's right. That's what this movie is.
That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
Also, though, put Moon Knight in the movie.
We gotta get Moon Knight. I'm the Moon Knight, yeah?
I forgot that he did have a British accent.
Yeah. The Moon Knight, see?
God.
Are you having a crack without Moon Knight?
You know what? That's pretty good, Mike. I'll give it to you. All right, so we're hyped on Doomsday.
Yeah.
We're also hyped on Vision Quest.
Yeah, I think so. That trailer looked fun. And it gave me Tom King, The Visions vibes.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that aspect of it. The weird thing is, and sorry if you're somebody who just wants to avoid all info about it, but we're just going to talk about stuff that was in the trailers, so consider this a spoiler warning. The character they're introducing is his son, that he has had some sort of, this is in the trailer for Vision Quest. Did you not get this bit? That he's got some sort of maybe manifestation of his programming into another thing, or created some sort of subdivision of himself. And so he has this familial son type character in Vision Quest. And I'm surprised.
Oh, no, it's not Billy, it's the other one.
Oh, it's the other one.
It's Speed.
Oh, it's the kid who is it the same actor who played Quicksilver?
I think so. Or
not Quicksilver.
Yeah, Speed, or the non-Billy kid from WandaVision.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
I'm all turned around.
Because my read on it was,
I didn't realize they were the same characters still.
Because it's Billy did the Agatha all along thing.
Yes, the other kid
is doing Vision Quest
ending up
things.
with his dad.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I took it more as this is going to be the child like in the Visions.
The Visions thing.
And then I was like, why don't you do Viv? Why would you do the little boy when you could do that? But I guess also like the climate of this country and all the like women characters they've done.
It's true. Why do we need another woman?
I think there is something to Marvel being like, can we just have it be guys?
This one's for the boys.
I think so. Well, I mean, did you look at like the cast? There's like hardly any women in this one. And I think that like the Marvel movies did a really good job for a while with diversity, and I wish that the casting for this one was maybe a little more diverse based on the trailer I saw.
Sure.
But at the same time, I do think they were maybe like, you know what, can we do one with a bunch of white guys?
Well, and honestly,
and like cash some fucking checks.
If they're all playing
because of all the racist people in America,
Jesus Christ,
just wanting to watch that stuff.
But
everything else is part of a woke agenda.
Yes, true.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Vision fights the woke mind virus in Vision Quest?
Would that be amazing? Oh no, I'm being infected with the woke mind virus.
The woke stone.
The woke stone. It's rainbow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rainbow gem on the Infinity Gauntlet.
It's right in the middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
So the read I had on it, and I think the reason why they're all white guys, was that all the people like in this house are the AI constructs that Tony has built.
Okay.
So like the guy is Jarvis, the like skinny guy.
Mm-hmm.
The girl is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Vision and Ultron.
Yeah.
They're all just AIs.
British guys.
Yeah, like British white people, right?
Yeah.
And who better to represent a robot than a British white person?
Yeah. A cold, emotionless Brit.
That's correct. Although I am stoked for James, what's his name, to come back.
Oh, yeah, I do like him.
He's great.
The Blacklist guy.
Yes, the Blacklist.
Spader, James Spader.
James Spader, yes.
Yeah.
And I think we as millennials need to ditch the Christopher Walken impression and embrace a James Spader
More
impression.
Spaderisms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that I could just do one off the top of my head, but he does have a very distinct speaking cadence. Let's all work on it.
We'll workshop our Spader.
And then by the time Vision Quest comes out, we'll do a 3 Spaders podcast.
We'll go a 3 of Spaders.
3 of Spaders, yeah. And then it'll just be the 3 of us being different versions of James
Different
Spader.
versions of James Spader.
Yeah.
Sure. I love it.
Okay, that sounds like a great time. So, yes, we are excited about Vision Quest. And I think I've misunderstood a lot of what the trailer was. So, I'll have to watch it again through new eyes.
I mean,
but even still, it's the construct of this made-up world that he's in is kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
To see the role that plays against reality, and if there's an unhealthy relationship with that escapism that he's surrounded himself in, and it could have very similar emotional plays to the Wanda stuff of like, Wanda took a turn trapping herself in a safe place.
Yeah.
And this is Vision's journey of doing more or less the same thing.
That's how I read it, for sure.
Great counterpart series.
Yeah.
For the two characters.
I'm very interested to see what the future of Vision in the MCU is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, you launch White Vision, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, how is this character like fundamentally different, if at all?
Yep.
From the Vision we've seen in the past. So
cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What's on your news?
I have a list. You brought up something else before we started recording too, and I was like, oh yeah, we should talk about that. Do you remember what that was? Maybe you'll hit it again by the time we finish this. There's Dodgers, Cubs, and Yankees comics coming out. Did you see this?
No.
Your sigh is right. They're $20 for 32 pages of comic book.
Why, say that again? It's like a regular ass comic book for $20
for 32 pages. So if you hate money and love bad comics, pick these up. I think this happens in comics a lot, where you kind of have like where someone makes one as a novelty and doesn't care about the craft at all. And then they charge an outlandish price for it because it is a weird novelty thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get it and you're like, why did I buy this? And I was trying to think of like, what's the comp for that in other hobbies or other areas of interest? And here's what I came up with. And I'd love if you come up with anything else when you hear me say this. So like Denny's, the restaurant, does these disgusting menu tie-ins. And they cost so much money and they taste like absolute shit. It's like I should have just ordered a normal burger instead of getting the like Moz Pit. Do you remember the Moz Pit burger?
Hold on. I have too many thoughts. First of all, you go to Denny's and order a burger?
Yeah, that's one of their things.
You order a Grand Slam at Denny's.
Yeah, you order a Grand Slam at Denny's.
A Moon's Over My Hammy.
Those are the two items. But they do have... Well, that's what I'm saying, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I should have just got the Moon's Over My Hammy, but instead I saw the Moz Pit tie-in burger that is a burger with 2 fried mozzarella sticks having a mosh pit on top of a burger covered in marinara sauce. And you're like, what does this have to do with a mosh pit, really? Why did I spend an extra $10 for a novelty burger that tastes like shit? It's because of the novelty of it.
Yes.
Right? And you got to remind yourself to avoid these cheap novelty things where they do not care about the craft. And they're just like, I don't know, $20?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Don't buy these.
I thought you were going to say it's like the...
Just buy a normal comic book.
For sure. Well, buy 2.
Yeah, right.
Save money and buy 2. I thought you were going to say it's like the Denny's tour t-shirts that they did for that band.
Oh.
The What the Fuck is Up Denny's?
Yes. So the Moz Pit burger was part of that.
Was the tie-in.
Yes,
right.
Was the tie-in item for that menu.
Okay. They sold merch for that.
Yes.
Like reunion show or whatever it was. Yes.
But I mean, they did like a Beetlejuice menu recently, right. And everything looked disgusting. And it's just like things that don't go together.
Yeah. They'll just take a blue sugar goo and put it on top of their pancakes.
And then it costs so much money. And when you order it, the people who work there are like, oh my God. Like, we're going to have to get out the like 5-page sheet on how to craft this monstrosity for you that we're only going to cook this one time.
No, we have to defrost the burger that they sent us.
God, yeah, that's probably right.
And then put whatever goo is on top of it.
The factory of horrors at corporate. They shipped these to us.
You know who doesn't fall for that nonsense? Waffle House. They have standards.
Stick to the classics.
That's right.
Drunk fights and waffles.
All-star special. Go get one tonight.
Do it. I saw Robert Kirkman had a quote that I thought was really interesting that I think a lot of people are going to have like hot takes on this week.
All right. Let's hear it.
So I thought we get our hot takes off if we have any.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. So he was giving an interview and was talking about how comics over time have gotten more creative driven. And that has led to comics becoming a bit too intellectual, which translates to boring. And then he wants to keep the spirit of early Image comics where they were firing on all cylinders. Do you have a reaction to that just off the bat? Or are you just kind of like, I don't know, that's a take?
I mean, it's a take. My reaction to anytime anybody critiques an entire like medium like that,
yeah, kind of hard to hear.
It's like why can't there just be room for both?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Why can't I enjoy my intellectual comic books and also buy, Batman?
Yes. I think there's a part of me that really enjoys the intellectual stuff just because the medium is looked at as something that is pseudo intellectual or like just dumb power fantasies. You know what I
Sure, yeah.
mean? So when I can be like, look, other adults who think my hobby is like for dumb kids,
Yeah.
it's actually like some of the headiest shit you've ever consumed in your life.
Yeah.
Like there is a part of that is validating to me, but I do feel nerdy for saying that because it's almost the same sort of thing that like why they curse so much in anime adaptations.
Oh, yeah.
To be like, these cartoons are for adults.
Yeah.
So we're going to say fuck 40 times in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't need that to feel validated for being an adult watching this. But maybe I do sometimes need that.
Well, if you need that, not to like downplay your feelings, Mike, your feelings are valid.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you need to read intellectual comic books to convince other people that your hobby is worthwhile, then like, you're not reading comic books for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy the things you enjoy.
True.
Other people should also realize that like, not every comic book is Superman.
Yes. I think you're completely right. Room for both.
Yeah.
And there's room to celebrate both. That we're more creative driven now. These people are getting a following and they'll dig the like heightened art thing that they're doing. But I also buy goofball, yuck 'em up comics and everything in between.
Yeah, right.
So,
this conversation happens with movies twice a year.
Yeah.
Some Francis Ford Coppola will come out and say that comic book movies are trash. And then Quentin Tarantino will say, actually, they're whatever. Like, it's the same conversation, different medium, right?
Yes. So one part of this too that stuck out to me was the like keeping the spirit of early Image comics that were firing all cylinders.
Robert,
do you want to speak on that before I say my piece?
Yeah, man, that makes him sound like a grandpa.
Yeah,
like
a little bit.
The spirit of early Image comics when they were firing on all cylinders. Because Spawn #1 is a stone cold classic.
Okay. I think a lot of these early Image comics, not saying all of them.
Yeah.
But many of them don't stand the test of time because they leaned so hard into what was of the moment.
Yeah.
Right? They were firing on all cylinders by doing, these are the overdone things that everyone wants to see, and we're going to do it times 10.
Yeah.
Right? So now all of those comics feel really 90s and of a time and super dated in a way that we like don't necessarily look fondly back on a lot of it. And what's interesting to me is that Kirkman said this, and a lot of his other work does feel very timeless to me.
Yeah.
That so many things he's worked on feel like they kind of transcend a bit of like a threshold that you could have written them 50 years ago and you can write them tomorrow. And like I can find a play like Outcast feels at home in both scenarios. And
yeah, sure.
Invincible, obviously, Walking Dead, obviously, so many other classics of his.
Well, and it's really interesting to hear him say that. I wonder if he's just saying that because the headspace he's in is he's writing Terminal right now. And
Terminal has a logo on it that clearly pays homage to like vintage Image comics.
Well,
and I think that's fine. We're probably overanalyzing this statement a bit because it was a throwaway thing he said during a brief interview.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be talking about that statement in particular.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get thrown into a lot of headlines.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's room for there's so much going on in comic books right now, and there has been for the last 10 or 15 years, that like,
yeah,
I mean, it's the reason this podcast exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is a comic book that comes out every week
Yep.
that is for you.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let anybody tell you,
oh, it's not for you if you like it. Don't yuck my yum.
yeah, like, if you find a comic you love,
Support it.
Start a podcast about it.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah, totally.
do that thing.
Yep.
Be vocal about it.
Okay. All right. Next topic.
Yep.
Okay. A shop in London is selling Gary Leach's comic collection.
Whoa.
Is this something that interests you?
Totally.
Like owning someone you're a fan of's like comic book that they own.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Especially if you could get like, I mean, like my Don Rosa Moon Knight.
You have a Don Rosa collection comic.
Yeah.
There is something that I think is very cool about it. And this person may have never just like, who knows how well they can certify these things.
Yeah, sure.
But it's still so cool to me when those sort of things come up. I have a Doug Munch copy
Oh,
of
God, yeah.
a comic, and I'm just like, Doug Munch owned this.
That's so dope.
It's like so neat to me.
Yeah.
So I think it's cool. If you live in London, find those sales and pick up a Gary Leach comic.
Because he did like, I mean, he did everything, right?
Yeah.
Like Excalibur, and
Mm-hmm.
didn't he do like Miracle Man too?
Man,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. Imagine owning a copy of his Miracle Man. Like,
yeah, his copy of his own book he wrote.
that'd be so cool.
That'd be really cool. But he has a extremely exhaustive collection.
Yeah, of course.
Of vintage comics.
Yeah.
And then one of the pioneers of your UK comics.
Yeah.
On the Marvel side of UK specifically.
Yeah, totally. That would be awesome.
Yeah, really cool. Jen McKay,
my boy,
you're a big fan, writing a new Jean Grey mini.
Oh, okay.
Where she comes back to Earth. You gonna read that?
Sure, I'll pick it up. What's old Jean up to right now? Do we know?
Jean has been in outer space phoenixing.
Sure.
Let me tell you what I would like. I would like a little slice of life Jean Grey comic book.
Okay.
She's always either killing billions of people at a time or saving billions of people at a time.
Hey, you know what?
Massive universal stakes.
Queen does what Queen's gonna do, right? Like, no one tells her.
I need her to rest for a bit, for all our sake.
Sure. Jean Grey gets a hot dog.
Jean Grey Gets a Hot Dog is a comic book I would pay $20 for 32 pages, though. In a heartbeat.
Spider-Man swings past in a cameo.
That's primo content. But I'll say, this got me thinking when I was just like, oh, I hope it's not really heavy. And then I'm like, every Jean Grey thing is really heavy.
Uh-huh.
And it got me thinking about like why I love She-Hulk so much is that she is a real respite from all of the heaviness of the Marvel universe.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of like Spider-Man in some ways, where he's dealing with neighborhood problems.
Yeah.
But really anymore, those neighborhood problems are a little bigger than neighborhood problems.
Sure.
And even when She-Hulk's things are big problems, they still feel like lighthearted slice of life kind of things to me.
Sure.
And I just need that every once in a while.
I get it, buddy. Why do you think I like Moon Knight so much?
Yes.
Moon Knight deals with neighborhood problems, but his neighborhood is full of ghosts and vampires.
Yes, very fun. Very fun. Oh, okay. So I alluded to earlier in the podcast that I made
your purchase,
a dumb financial investment, I think.
Oh,
but
that's right.
But it's one for me that I'm happy about.
I forgot I need to put on my finance bro hat.
Yeah.
All right, big dog.
Let's have the spec talk segment.
All right.
Where we rip through some of the hottest trending topics.
Hit me with it. Let's hear it, bro.
Okay, so about a year ago,
uh-huh.
You may remember Miss Marvel was hopping through a lot of different giant size comic books.
I remember this.
They did like 5 issues.
Yes.
2 giant size X-Men's, and then a giant size Phoenix, a giant size whatever the fuck were the other ones.
Yes.
But in the giant size X-Men, there was a backup story wherein Jed McKay, your homeboy, introduced a character named Justina LaGuardia. Do you remember her at all?
I do.
Okay, so Justina LaGuardia
turns into an airport, right?
That's right. The airport we know and love today. It's crossing over into kind of some real world connection. So as X-Men fans, I bought LaGuardia Airport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, talk about an investment.
I had to empty my 401k and I put a down payment of, 0.005% down on the airport.
Good decision. Probably going to show up in the MCU soon.
Huge part of X-Men lore, and I had to own it. No, okay, so in that comic book, she's approached by Charles, Chuck X, like he famously does for all of these teenagers. Goes and, Cerebro has picked up an extremely talented mutant somewhere. She's such a shining star. He's going to go do it in person.
Yeah.
And tries to recruit her.
But she, shuts it down, right?
She shuts it down.
Yeah.
She kind of calls him on his bullshit.
Yeah.
And is like, I'm not going to join your paramilitary group for children.
Yes.
And she does the Charles Xavier thing where she, manipulates people's minds irresponsibly. She wipes herself and any memory of herself from his mind.
That's right.
And sends him on his way.
That's right.
And you're like, oh my God, this is maybe the most powerful telepath ever.
Yeah.
Right? And then we didn't hear from that character for a year. That was August of 2025 or something that this comic came out. In solicits for an upcoming X-Men issue, she is coming back finally.
Oh,
that character.
All right.
And we know a little bit more about what her deal is.
Okay.
So her mutant name is Superior.
Okay.
And her actual power is that she has superior powers to the mutant she's closest to.
That rules. They should have called her One Up.
Yeah. So she'll have better healing factor than Wolverine.
She can teleport better than Nightcrawler.
If he's in proximity, yes. She can teleport better than Nightcrawler, which is an interesting one because then she'll be too far away from him maybe to be superior to him.
She's just more accurate.
Or maybe she's just more accurate. Sure, there you go. But a really interesting power set.
I love that.
And I was extra cautious about that comic because I was like, this is one of those weird character introductions that kind of goes under the radar.
Sure.
And I trust Jed McKay so much to do something cool or have planted this seed for a reason that I'm going to hang on to this first print because more than people like a first appearance, they like these oh, that character actually showed up for the first time in this weird tie-in book that not a lot of people ordered for, whatever reason. And this feels like that.
Okay.
So today I bought a 9.8 CGC graded copy of a variant of this issue wherein you see her silhouette that is kind of homaging the who's the new Captain America.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's her silhouette in front of all the X-Men being like, what?
Yeah.
So she's existed for all this time and, potentially hypothetically could have been one of the early X-Men recruits. But,
sure.
But,
we don't know.
Mind erased Chuck.
Yeah.
So now that she's coming for what she perceives as this paramilitary team, is she coming to dismantle it as a villain? Is she coming to join it because she's seen what it's evolved to over the last, Marvel years?
Yeah.
Between 1963 and 2026. I'm not sure how many years it's supposed to have been in the Marvel universe in that time.
Just 2.
Just probably about 2. Scott seems like he's about the same age as he was in 1963.
Yeah.
even though he's got like 40 kids in different timelines now. But such a fun weirdo character and such a fun weirdo first appearance.
Yeah.
And to get, I saw that there was a variant of the cover on that issue that was like, who is she?
Yeah.
And I was like, in case she turns out to be something kind of special. And I'm such an X-Men freak that I was like, I don't know.
And it's a lady of Marvel.
And it's a Marvel lady, which is a big subsect of my collection. So I thought these are all things that serve me well enough that even if this ends up being a penny comic at some point, it gave me the serotonin I wanted today.
Yeah. And it was only what, $2,500?
Yeah, that's exactly right. A steal when you look at buying an airport.
Well, true. You could have bought an airport.
Here's my thing. So I went on eBay to buy a raw copy of that cover. And the cheapest one I could find was $8.
Hey.
And then it was like $6 shipping on top of that.
Oh.
And then I was like, God, do I want to pay, what would that be? $14 for a raw copy of a comic book that when shipped to me could be bent and is now a nothing burger or something that pisses me off in my collection. And then do I buy a second one of those and all of a sudden I'm at $28? Or let's say I buy one and it comes slam dunk near mint.
Sure.
And that character turns into something and I'm like, I want to slab it.
Yeah.
Then add $30 to that $14.
Right.
Plus, $15 shipping both ways.
Yeah. And you'd have to pay the percentage because certainly that character is going to be so big.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So it was like $45-$50 or something. And I was like,
I've spent more on less.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I'll feel really smart if she turns out to be a really cool character. And I'll be like, oh, this is one of my fun niche characters. And I really love Jed McKay. And I like this character if it doesn't turn out to be anything. So that's my little splurge.
You know what? I'll allow it.
Thank you. I have other news, but I think we've talked too long about the news and we need to get to comic books.
Oh, okay. Comic snooze, more like.
Comic snooze.
Okay. Well, do we want to start or end with the book we both read?
I'm trying to remember what book we both read.
Well, it sounds like we're going to start with it. Last Driver.
Let's start with Last Driver. I think it's the
book of the week.
The highlight of the week.
Okay. We'll start with Last Driver. Okay. So
let me grab my copy. I want to hold it when I talk about it.
I'll grab my copy.
Okay. There's the first thing to say about this comic.
Yes. The thing to say about Last Driver is that it opens hamburger, it opens hot dog, not hamburger. It opens
hot dog, not hamburger.
Yeah. So if you're holding it like it is the size of a normal comic book.
Yep.
Fits in your normal bag and board. But when you're holding it like you would a normal comic book, it flips up like a notepad.
Yes. And then you realize you have to turn it sideways.
That's right.
Because it reads left to right instead of top to bottom.
That's right. It reads long ways, like a hot dog.
Yep. It is just kind of a fun one to have in your collection because the format's so strange.
I love weird format comic books.
I kind of do too. This is the reason I bought Last Mermaid, which turned out to be a good book.
God,
more than just a format.
So good.
She's more than a format.
I also think this book is going to be tough to find in a 9/8 because, my spine's already bent.
My spine's bent too.
Right? Because people have it in their stack of comics like this.
And you pinch, yeah.
And that spine's just going to be bent. It's going to be tough to find mint.
Yep. Look how bad mine is.
Oh, that's worse than mine. I thought mine was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Same spot.
Yeah. Anyway, so this book is exactly what I assumed it would be.
Yeah. I'll say, so we talked about a comic book on our Patreon earlier, that'll come out on Monday, called The Ring, which is a boxing comic.
Yeah.
This is a car comic.
Yes.
And I think there is a thing to this where you maybe need to be a little bit of a gearhead to totally fall in love with what it's doing.
Or
because I was talking about how I'm like not really like a melee sports kind of guy.
Yeah.
And although I can read Gail Simone's The Ring and appreciate the complexity and the layers of this story, that it is still kind of not for me. And if I'm being honest, like I read these first couple pages that like set up what this is.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the art that spans like, you know, it's over 2 feet wide. And so you have these like amazing panoramics and it just looks gorgeous. And, but at the end of the read, the end of the day, I still think there's so much car romanticism in this that I'm like, I'm kind of not a car guy.
So I'm not a car guy either.
Okay.
But
yeah,
what I am a fan of is car chase movies.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this book.
Yes.
So
you can be like a Bullet fan.
Dude.
And
I was shocked that none of the characters were named Bullet.
It's like an homage.
Because we got Kowalski.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Kowalski's the main character of Vanishing Point.
Yeah.
Right? And every other, every character in here is named after, like, a Trans Am or Cuda or, whatever. So I think if you're a fan of those, like, car movies, you'll get something out of this. And I guess I don't know if you're, are you a French Connection or Bullet?
Yeah, you know what? I do like those movies. It's probably getting to the point, right? The rest of the comic is probably going to be a car chase.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
this comic is set up, though.
Yeah.
And you kind of get, like, some romanticism about, like, the American dream and how you can see that.
Oh, yeah. Route 66
represented
stuff.
in the way you, like, handle a car and the freedom that it brings, you know, as soon as your world opens up to you when you're a teenager who gets their driver's license.
Yes.
And this is in a future where driving is illegal.
Right.
And so you would understand how there's a romanticism from all these people about a bygone time. But it is a bit of a romanticism that I don't have.
Sure.
But I probably need it to get to that action and adventure part.
Yeah. I think the rest of this book is just going to be, it's going to be Vanishing Point, right? Where a guy and his granddaughter have to race across the country to do the thing, right?
Yes.
To MacGuffin the MacGuffin.
Yep.
And Sean Murphy is the perfect person to tell this story.
Yep.
Like, dude is a massive gearhead, and his art style just fits this so perfectly.
It's a beautiful book, and like I said, I can't get enough of these like huge panoramics in here, and they're really stunning.
Well, and there's going to be an amazing 2-page spread in one of these books that's like them driving across a highway, right?
Yeah.
If nothing else, you buy this book for the art, but it helps that the story is like, I mean, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, like, because it's kind of almost over the top in the car. I wouldn't call it car fetishization, but it's like romanticizing car culture.
Yeah.
But almost to a tongue-in-cheek point.
Yes. Okay, and the part that I love about this, that is like, this is a big piece of history with Kansas City, infrastructurally, that our city, they put a highway in that connected the downtown to the suburbs, which was the two places with white people. And then they ran the city all the way through the neighborhoods that were segregated and didn't build any exits. And so you have...
What highway is that?
This was 470 down to like where Emmanuel Cleaver is.
Oh, yeah?
There used to be no exits.
Oh, wild. Okay.
Into like Gregory and 75th and all those streets down the plaza.
Uh-huh.
No exits
Oh,
when they built that.
okay.
And that enabled people who were already rich and living in these wealthy areas to continue to prosper and have better resources, yada yada.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, you're creating more food deserts and limiting access to poor people and segregated cultures and all these, other infrastructure things that are very pointed and attacking all these different types of people on purpose. And the setup of this is an amplified version of that in the future. That
sure.
In this dystopian future, semi-dystopian, right? All these mega cities have been created. Everything runs on like an automatic driving pod thing on rails, basically. Or like everything is a self-driving car.
Yeah.
That means self-piloted cars are now illegal. Well, you have to live in the city to have access to these transportation hubs.
Right.
And then everyone outside the city who can't afford the crazy prices to get in the city have no means of transportation because self-transportation has been outlawed.
Right.
So you're continually like handicapping upon handicapping upon handicapping the poorer people based on all these like infrastructure changes that they appear as infrastructure improvements to the wealthy,
right,
and are a clear handicap to disadvantaged people. So that piece of it just really spoke to me, knowing our city's history and so many other cities' histories with city planning.
Or the redlining that happens across the country.
Yes.
Yeah, it's clearly well thought, and Sean Murphy like knows his history when it comes to cars, not only like nuts and bolts wise, but that kind of context stuff.
Yep.
I think speaks to how well researched this book is.
Yep.
And it felt like he's been teasing this book for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I follow him on, Instagram and stuff, and it feels like he's been posting about this book for so long.
Yeah. And he's great with character design.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see, what the teenagers look like, what the people in the desert look like versus people in the city.
Yeah.
And how, like, fashion has become, like, over the top for some and more, like, bland and androgynous for others. And it's, I don't know. The world is well built out.
Yes, for sure. This is one I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a cool book.
It'll be good. I'm gonna give it more issues.
Yeah.
Probably several more.
I mean, I can't see this being an ongoing, right?
Yeah,
like
right.
This is gonna be a 6 issue or something, right?
Right.
What is gonna be cool though, my first thought was, what's the deluxe edition of this gonna look like?
This will be a really cool hardback or collected book.
Yeah, right? Like, is it going to be a big, like, notebook fat that way, right? But
have you read, I think, Brian K. Vaughan's Private Eye?
No, but I read Barrier, and that's, like, the same.
Yeah, same. Similar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Private Eye is in a nice hardback.
Yes.
That, even though they did that book on Panel Syndicate, which is like a digital-only platform.
Yep.
Where you, like, gave whatever money you could afford to give and you got the comic book.
Yeah.
You could literally pay a penny for it if you wanted.
Yep.
And then to help make their money back at the end of it, they also did these deluxe editions of them that Image actually made.
Yeah.
And that Private Eye collection is, like, pretty fun on a shelf just because it's so unique and weird.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I imagine
I'll buy it. Maybe I'll wait for the collected, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, I assume they'll do some sort of elevated deluxe version when it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the interesting one to see what that ends up looking like. You want to go next or me?
Oh.
What else do you read?
Let me go next.
Okay.
I read Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire and Brimstone, and I got myself a Scotty Young cover.
Ooh, slab it.
Cute. Spider-Man is saying to Hulk on this, it's not a team up. Oh, it's a team up, not a mashup, because the Hulk is trying to wear a Spider-Man costume as well.
Cute.
How about it? Gotta love these covs.
Oh, Hulk.
This one is a Kevin Smith comic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, if you're a Kevin Smith fan, it's very much in the vein of what you typically get from Kevin Smith. There's like a lot of puns, a good amount of like potty humor.
Sure.
It runs like rapid and
Yeah.
has like tons of action. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I buy like any first issue of Spider-Man really.
Yeah.
This one I think is maybe not for me, but if you're a Kevin Smith fan, then I mean 100%. Like I think it's hitting all the things that you find fun and silly about his voice in comics.
Is this No, the Infernal Hulk thing they're doing is not this, right? This is just its own thing.
This is its own separate segmented experience completely outside of any continuity that's going on right now.
Got it.
So right now Hulk is the Infernal Hulk,
right,
divorced of Bruce Banner and doing all kinds of crazy shit in the Marvel universe. This is still the version of Bruce Banner who is a little out of control as Hulk, but ultimately still turns back into Bruce Banner and has to deal with like that. It deals with the idea that Bruce has tried everything to be a hero, but keep the Hulk at bay.
Sure.
And or to keep the Hulk from hurting people in trying to also save people. And he kind of ends they push it towards a situation where he's going to find God. And he's like, I've tried everything but religion.
Okay.
And so he kind of goes on like I guess a pilgrimage to find God and see if religion can help him resolve his issues with the Hulk persona.
Okay.
Or get more control over it.
Uh-huh.
Really interesting to get that at the end of this comic book. Again, one that's like a lot of puns and potty humor.
Yeah.
And then be like, Bruce Banner just hasn't tried finding Christ. It was such an odd way to end the comic. And I think it's probably, I don't know if it's going to make a joke out of religion or not.
That seems like Kevin Smith's slant.
Yeah, right? Like, I kind of expect it's going to be that. And part of the reason I say it's not my cup of tea is that, like, while I consider myself fairly agnostic and personally not very interested or invested in religion, maybe because I live in the Midwest and there's so much diversity of religion here, and there's a lot of passion about religion here, that I still do have a lot of respect for other people's beliefs.
Sure.
So like people like Bill Maher have always been like a tough pill to swallow for me.
Sure.
Where they've like gone around and being like, you're a fuckhead for believing in God, you dumb child.
Well, Bill Maher's an asshole.
Yeah, so. Right. That I just think there's like a better conversation to be had than that.
Yeah. Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like maybe for this person, this thing has served them in a certain way. You know, like they use a lot of like faith-based stuff for people in AA.
Sure.
Because that has like been proven to be a successful way to give yourself up to a higher power to get through very challenging things.
Sure.
Whatever that higher power is, God or whatever.
Yeah.
And to just go up to people with such a lack of respect, to just assume that, like, you believe in this because you're a dummy who thinks there's, like, a big guy up in clouds. Like, I just hate talking to people who talk to people like that.
Yeah.
If they're not hurting you, leave them alone. And I won't say this comic did this.
Yeah. But it feels like that's the direction it's going to go.
It really seems like it's going to happen. Yeah. Just how goofball the rest of the comic was, and how it was basically like a comedy comic.
Yeah.
And then to throw that in, like, right at the end, I was just like, what is this doing?
Well, and to call it Fire and Brimstone, right?
Yeah.
You presume that, maybe Hulk goes to find God and it's actually Mephisto, and then they have to fight through hell or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting to not have the Hulk go to, let's say, Daredevil for his religious needs.
Daredevil does end up in this.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
There you go. It's a Kevin Smith comic, I guess.
Yes.
So he's going to show up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad.
I try to keep this podcast very, like, positive and find the positive that I like in things.
Uh-huh.
So I feel bad and apologize for kind of, like, not maybe necessarily enjoying this one or finding the positives in it, but I don't know. I'm hesitant on it, but I do see that there's a fun story in here for people who like Kevin Smith stuff.
Sure.
And I think Kevin Smith is somebody that, like, when he had his, like, TV show with movie nerds and all the, like, a lot of stuff that he's done, I'm like, he's such a like-minded, cool individual who is such, like, a nerd and so positive about comic books and comic book community, yada yada, that I do feel like he's a kindred spirit.
Totally.
But for whatever reason, when it comes out on the page, I've always had a hard time kind of attaching myself to some of his stuff.
I'd be interested to read this book, because, like, if you were to describe that story to me and say, who do you think wrote that?
You're welcome to it.
I'll borrow it. If you were to say who wrote that, my first guess would probably be Garth Ennis.
Oh yeah,
because that also sounds like very Garth Ennis, and I don't know that there's a story of Garth that I haven't loved.
Yeah,
so I'll report back.
Yeah,
next week's Patreon. I'll let you know what I think.
I almost wish, because my tastes on it were wishy-washy, I almost wish we would have saved that conversation for Patreon, but we don't edit the podcast, so you're getting pure, unfiltered Mike.
Hey, that's okay. Book I read from friend of the show, local boy, well, you know him, you love him, Mr. Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
And Mahmoud Asrar and Matthew Wilson and Becca Carey comes the second book of Bug Wars, Coming of the War Doom. And this book picks up a couple of months, I think, after the end of the first book. So we get some of the fallout of that big, final battle that happened at the end. But our main character, not Sid, the other kid.
The other brother.
Yeah. Goes to school, and he's sort of ostracized because he has bugs on him all the time, like literally crawling all over him all the time, because the bugs are his little friends from his backyard that are actually little people. They're mites, right? So you get this, like, weird coming of age story that, works so well, where he's ostracized at school and a nerd and all this stuff, but he's
the hero of lore.
He's longing for the time when he was the hero of lore, and all this stuff.
It's a little bit like your what's that series that I love? Did you ever read The Magicians? It was like the Lev Grossman book. I think that's the author's name. I always think I'm mixing up someone's like name with like a athlete or something.
Yeah.
But that series is like,
oh yeah, he was like a magician nerd, and then he turns out to be a real magician, right?
Yeah, and it kind of plays with the idea of the whole like Narnia thing, that it's like, yeah, we did it. We made our, like, we dreamed about Narnia. Then Narnia ends up being actually real. And then we do the whole Narnia thing. And then we come back to real life, and I can't go back to Narnia, and I fall into a deep depression.
Right.
And it is like, man, how do I handle a world without magic, knowing that at one point I had this?
Right.
And it is really like a great story about like growing up and all the trappings that come with kind of like leaving some of your imagination behind, and how can you hold on to that and still honor your childlike spirit while, in some sense, leaving those things behind or growing out of it.
So this book doesn't have any of that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But the setup.
I like these sort of things, though.
Yeah.
That say, like, I once had a fantastical experience, and now I'm like, I'm not hot shit out here. The world sucks.
Well, this goes a little bit deeper because the world where he was the, hero or whatever is like this ultra violent, ultra brutal, like, I can't go back because I'll probably die.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So towards the end of the book, we get this character at the end who works for that exterminating company, or RID or whatever it's called.
Yep.
He shows up seemingly knowing
this is going on in this
about
yard.
the bugs, right? He calls them by name. He calls them mites.
Yeah.
And his the son's, or the kid's neighbor that he's sort of crushing on.
Yeah.
And his brother all end up in a kerfuffle and all get shrunk down.
Oh, fun.
So you get this new villain, you get this love interest, you get the brother who has this like PTSD from his experience in the backyard.
Yep.
Plus this hero of legend kid, all now re-entering the world of the Bug Wars.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I loved the first series so much.
It was really good.
And I remember walking around my yard as a kid, looking at all the little things crawling around and being like, there's a whole world down there.
Well, and I love this book in particular because, like any good fantasy book, it includes a map of the known world.
Yeah.
But it's just like a map of their house and backyard. But it's also like, oh man, I want to know what's going on in that beehive. I want to know what's going on in that, whatever bundle of sticks over there that all have names like in this world.
It's a whole new area of the Zelda map you've yet to uncover.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this book was great. There was no doubt that it was going to be anything less than great.
Rad.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Did you read the Witch Queen special?
I did.
By the way.
Yeah.
That there are repercussions from that book in this. So it does pay off a little bit.
Cool. Fun.
Yeah. And there was a sexy variant for this cover. So
hey. Do you know who did it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get it.
I feel like they're like usual suspects now. That are like,
sure.
These are some of the go-to people if you want a horny cover.
Sure.
Tula Lotte does them.
Babs Tarr.
Babs Tarr does them for sure. Yeah. Suspiria Vilches does them. Who else? Mahmoud Asrar does them as well.
Yeah, he does them.
He does a handful.
Dan Parrott.
Mm-hmm. Dan Parrott.
You know those horny Archie covers?
Yeah, right. Don't get me started. Va-va-voom.
Va-va-voom.
These cartoon ladies.
Don Rosa.
All right. Next comic.
Next up.
Lazarus Order. This is a new book on Mad Cave. Mad Cave, I automatically buy.
Sure.
Any first issue. This takes place in the time when people had plague masks.
Sure. So 1400s.
So 1400s probably. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But these plague doctors are like kind of magicians in this world.
Okay.
Where they can like magically like heal or fight off like villains and things.
Uh-huh. So why would you need the mask?
It's good. Maybe they can still catch the bad juju.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But one of the hooks here is that every time they use their magic or their power, it takes like time away from their life.
Oh, sure.
So they have to be like, what's the cost? What's worth it?
Yeah.
And in this particular issue, there is like a family that lives nearby, and they know that this guy's a doctor. They don't know that he's like a Doctor Strange type guy.
Oh, yeah.
So they come to him for help. The husband of the family has been like morphed into a kind of like rat beast from, bubonic plague type rats.
Okay.
And then you find out there's this like demon rat monster king in the sewers that is like, finding people doing his bidding, that there is something a bit more sinister and planned about the plague. It's a bit of a plandemic, if you will. I'm like realizing this as I'm saying it out loud, that I was like, is this book saying something that I didn't realize until just now?
It's like everybody has to stay in their house because the government planted this disease.
Is Lazarus Order alt-right? Maybe.
Who's the creative team on here?
Siegel, Stockham, Doe, Hopkins. I don't recognize any of these names.
No, those are all new to me.
We'll see.
How many of them were at J6? January 6th.
Oh, January 6th. They all met each other. And in the back synopsis.
We cannot
Since we all met January 6th.
We have no substantiating evidence about that.
No, not at all.
These are just jokes and bits.
I think all they're doing is playing with the fun aesthetic of the plague mask.
Of course.
It's a great, like, creepy,
amazing visual
with a fun period piece time. And then if you do something that plays on that time period, it's obviously plague.
Yeah. This sounds like it has a lot in common with what was that? Principles of Necromancy?
I remember that title. I don't remember the comic.
That was on Magma. You remember Magma Press?
Yes, they used to do newsprint, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Those were. I liked their whole model where they were like, we keep our comics cheap.
Yes.
They didn't do newsprint as like a bit. They were like, this is the cheapest paper. We want to get comics to people as cheap as possible.
Yeah.
To make them accessible. I loved that. They did weird punk rock stuff.
Yes. And I loved Principles of Necromancy.
Yeah.
For very similar reasons. Mm-hmm. It sounds like I would also love this book.
Yeah. Okay. More comics from me? Comics from you? Did you read anything else?
I got most of the way through the EC Comics Shellshocked.
Yes.
So I wasn't able to finish it, but like any EC Comics book, this is a collection of short stories.
Yes.
This time surrounding war. Huh. Good God.
What is it good for?
A lot in this issue. Yeah, so it's like Two-Fisted Tales kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm kind of downplaying it, but I mean, it was as good as any of these other EC books are.
Yes.
So if you want a good like war story, a lot of these are kind of horror tinged because that's sort of where EC is going these days. But really good book. I would recommend this. It almost fell under my radar. But I don't know if this is going to be, an ongoing like Catacombs of Torment or anything, but
Yeah.
go find Shellshocked if you want some Howling Commandos type goodness.
I always can't believe how many like comics like this are consistently. That like not even just the EC ones, but like the ones inspired by EC, like your Creep Shows and Hello Darkness. Yeah. That like, how do you have these books with so many different twists and have them not feel completely played out?
Well, dude,
they're all like, so many of them I sit back afterwards and I'm like, whoa, that was cool.
Well, think about like I don't know about you, but there's so many ideas that people just have that like, I don't know that I could make a 4-issue comic out of this.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could even make, a 48-page one shot out of this, but like a 5-page
the concept
mini
is good enough to explore the idea.
Yeah, right. And
that's true.
There's a million of those that happen every day.
Yeah.
And I love that there's just opportunities to tell those little bite-sized like nuggets of a story inside of these comics.
I wonder if it'll go away again.
I hope
it kind of like went away for a while and then it came back recently.
Yeah.
With like, when I say recently, again, the last like 15, 20 years, but.
Well, sure.
But it was really out of vogue in like the 80s and the 90s.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And then it came back as like an homage to times past and they were kind of hokey. But people take it really seriously as an art form now.
For sure. Well, I mean, horror has seen a resurgence in the last. It works
especially
years.
Well with horror. Yep. That could be a big reason why it's on the come up.
Yep.
That maybe for whatever reason, culturally, interest in horror dissipates. Interest in that format of comic might also go away for a bit.
Yeah. I learned recently that lower economic prosperity always results in a higher interest in horror, like across the zeitgeist.
We had a really interesting conversation that I almost wish we were recording earlier, about the show Furious and about like nightmares and horror and the purposes they serve, like psychologically for us, or like how these things manifest in different like how bad things that have happened to us or bad things that we've seen kind of manifest in a way that gives us serotonin doses sometimes, or like how does it serve to make us like just like how a nightmare might prepare you for a situation you have anxiety for, right?
Yep.
By showing you something worse. And then, the thing I'm about to go do in life isn't so bad.
Sure.
Same thing with horror movies, like culturally, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like things are just bad economically, or there's a lot of distrust around like job security now. And when I put on a horror movie, it's like one crazy escapism, like over the top fantasy stuff. But at the same time, you're watching something that horrifies you. And like after that, it's like, my shit ain't so bad, I guess.
Well,
I'm not like
it provides like a release.
Yeah, you have a release valve for some of those feelings, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of tracks for me.
Yep.
And maybe I'm misplacing some of the psychology behind it, but that's where my mind went.
I'm the most anxious person alive, and all I do is consume horror content.
Yeah, gotta get it out. All right, we'll round out our week with Hello Kitty and Friends Hello World.
Dude, talk about horror. This was the horror book of the week, right?
Well, what I loved about this, because actually, it is funny. So I bought this because Mariko Tamaki wrote it.
Yes.
And I was like, what's a creator as good as Mariko Tamaki gonna do with something as simple?
Yeah.
Gonna do with something as simple as Hello Kitty and Friends needs to be.
Sure.
And in this, Hello Kitty has a podcast. and
with two of her friends,
and it basically becomes almost like a true crime podcast. But the crime here is that someone has taken, one of the other characters' bows. And, a lot of the setup in it is like, gosh, we hold on to so much of how we express ourselves or our identity through these cute little accessories we have that speak to who we are. Like so-and-so has like the wand, and then like this little penguin guy has like the sailor cap. And they're all representations of their personality or their interest or whatever they are.
Sure.
And one of the characters in Hello Kitty World doesn't have one. And Hello Kitty feels for that character, makes them an accessory.
Okay.
And in the lead up to giving them that accessory and talking about how important it is that they all have accessories, one of the characters at the reveal at the end of this has lost the accessory. So now it's up to the crew to find out how this happened. And then Hello Kitty is talking about it through her podcast. So it is like the Only Murders in the Building or something.
Sure.
But through the lens of like Hello Kitty in a children's story.
Yeah.
Which I just found endlessly entertaining. I mean, it's definitely written for children. Right?
Sure.
and you, halfway through this, you're like, why am I reading this still? And then you get to the end, and it's just like, gosh, that was just so clever. This came polybagged. There's a sticker sheet in the middle of, like, I can't remember who, like, the puppy Hello Kitty character is, but there's, like, a little dog guy.
Okay.
And so there's a sticker sheet of the dog, and I'm assuming every issue is going to have the sticker sheets.
Sure.
Or something. But timely, because Vargas and I are buying the Hello Kitty Godzilla Happy Meal toys, trying to collect them all.
That's right.
Two of Japan's finest exports finally coming together.
That's right.
And they're so much fun. And Mariko Tamaki, you did something really interesting with this book when you absolutely did not have to. But with her name attached to it,
totally,
I knew there'd be another layer to this that would be fun to see what it was.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed this book. Out on IDW, probably in the kids section of your comic shop.
Sure. I'm surprised it's IDW. It sounds to me like this would be a boombox book.
Yes, definitely. It comes down to IDW having the same, but being owned by Disney, ultimately.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Yeah,
same parent company as Marvel and everything. So they just own more licenses to stuff.
Sure.
And they own more major licenses to things like Hello Kitty.
Yeah. Got it.
So.
Makes sense.
Yep. We'll probably be seeing a lot more of these, like, it's already a thing that exists in culture but comes to a comic book in IDW. And I wouldn't be surprised, because as a comic book reader or someone who expects to, like, find certain things at certain publishers, I wouldn't be surprised if they created an imprint or like another small thing that was more like, these are the kids' comics. Because it's almost kind of bizarre to have like a normal IDW book logo on the cover of this book.
For sure.
Okay. There were a lot of fun variant covers. I bought the A cover. I don't think the variants come with the stickers.
Who did the sexy cover for that one?
I can't say. I can't even make a joke about that.
Okay, good.
There was the funniest cover to me was that Ryan Gonzalez did a cover, and if you know her, she is like our modern day comic book version of Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
That her stuff is just like so airbrushy and like cutesy, and it's just fun. It was just fun and funny to be like, hey, a variant artist from the big two, coming to do this like variant cover for a children's book.
That's very funny.
Kind of charming.
I love it.
That's that. I also picked up the Midnight Universe Ash Can, and it was just previews for the art for the first 3 comics, so you don't get much context as to like what is actually happening, more than you just catch a vibe. and it was fun to flip through that, and I'm so stoked for those comics to come out.
Yeah, I'm jazzed about it still. Good stuff.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you back here next week, and hopefully you found a comic from our conversation that you're maybe interested in. We talked about it on our Patreon. We missed last week.
Yep.
Sorry. I think we've been talking a little extra long this time around, so hopefully that made a little bit up to you for our devoted listeners. Shout out, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
First Issue Club podcast is brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company, the people responsible for our favorite drinks, the Space Camper Cosmic IPA family of beers. Our show is edited and produced by our hosts Mike DeStacy, Greg Lichtag, and Andy Vargas. You can find us on social media at First Issue Club, and you can join the supporters who keep our humble podcast going on our Patreon at patreon.com/firstissueclub.